I'm here with Jason Hughes from Dust for Life. Just heard Come Down and Bleed Out. Jason, tell me a little bit about Come Down.
Come Down, I don't know that I can take credit for it. It's Chris's song. It's definitely a good one. Come Down, I think it's got a little bit sort of a darker perspective to it. Imagine that coming from us. But the concept of a come down is like, it's really not a dissimilar story from Bleed Out, the way I hear Chris tell it. I don't want to speak for him, but, he's just talking about people letting you down and just different lies and things that you get told in the music business. And, it's just funny how one minute everybody loves you, and the next minute you can't even get arrested, and then you're like, you sit there and discuss it, and you're like, am I not the same guy? I don't know. I don't want to speak for Chris once again, but to me, that song just means, this is just the big letdown, the big lie,
right?
The big everything, and meanwhile, all I do is just continue to play music. That's what I always did. Why,
Yeah.
How could I be your friend one day and then your enemy the next? I didn't do anything. I just played music, For the love of Jesus, I'm not running for president.
Good thing. It's not a popular place
really.
to be.
Well,
but
if I was, though, you'd like the world better, though.
Yeah, well, I tell you what.
It'd be fun for the rockers.
Me and my girlfriend, Callie, was one of the other DJs here. We've been hooked on 24 lately. We've been watching all the box sets and stuff.
Oh, dude.
And we're like hooked. We're watching 6, 7 episodes a night, trying to go through it like with Netflix, having to send 3 at a time. And we're looking at that David Palmer president dude, and we're like, whoever wrote his script should run for president. That's what a president should be all about. I mean, I don't know if you saw it or not. But
I love that show, and I like the other sort of alternative shows, like Rescue Me is one of my favorites.
Oh, that's an awesome show.
I just sort of I like Dexter because he's a bizarre serial killer. I like all that stuff. And, Chris loves Stanley Kubrick and the different strange directors like David Lynch. And
right.
I think his artists were sort of on the fringe anyway, but
that's cool.
Definitely.
All right, now, I'm also a big wrestling fan. I noticed one of your songs was used on TNA. And that's Release the Flood, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell me how that came about.
Well, I guess it's a little bit of an interesting story. TNA Wrestling, I guess, is headquartered in Nashville, and I've got a bunch of friends in Nashville, and every time I go up there, you'll turn around, you'll end up at some party at 3 a.m. I mean, I ended up at a house party at 3 a.m., and I'm sitting there, and there's this kid from that band called Augustana, and they've got the big tune called Boston.
Right.
And then there's this duo. There's a bizarre duo that tours Europe that's kind of like Devo. And then I'm sitting next to Audley Freed from the Black Crowes, and we're passing a bottle of Blueberry Stoli, and everybody's like pounding it, and it's like, okay, we got 3 acoustics, and it's very informal. Just play what you want to play, and everyone's playing original tunes. And dude, I suck at singing, but I'm whipping out some of my stuff, and we're all like sharing ideas. Well, the way that song came about, my friend Tommy from Nashville actually sold a house to the owners and all the big wrestlers like Sting and Kevin Nash from TNA Wrestling, and so Tommy said, man, you really ought to call them when your record's done. So I did, and I sent it to the executive producer, and they flipped out. They were like, this is the best. This is great. And so I sent them a copy. We ended up doing a licensing deal, and, lo and behold, surprise. They licensed Release the Flood for their whole Slammiversary show and DVDs and broadcasts on Spike TV. And really, honestly, it was just luck, and I'd like to think it's a little bit of some hospitality mixed with songwriting and know-how and a little networking.
Right. That's awesome. I've seen a lot of bands get hooked up with wrestling. And it does good things.
I love wrestling myself.
Yeah, because I think TNA films down here in Orlando and over at Universal, and I still haven't made it over there yet.
I believe they do.
Yeah. So I'm definitely looking to check that out.
You should definitely go. It's a pro production, and we've actually been talking to TNA about maybe doing maybe after party from one of the big events, or we've talked to them quite a bit. We're pretty tight with them, so I'm hoping something comes out of that. Good people. Hey, the wrestling's real, so there's that.
Right.
And I don't know, rock and roll and wrestling, they really go together.
Yeah, they've had a good marriage over the years between WWF and TNA and WCW and all that other stuff. So it's very cool. So I'm going to play that now. This is Release the Flood. You can also be heard on TNA Wrestling. What was it, Slammiversary or something they had it on? Was that theme?
Yeah, Slammiversary.
All right, cool.
Slammiversary, man. A little bizarre story about that I'll tell you really quickly. When they broke that thing down, this dude fell 20 feet off the scaffolding and died.
Yeah, I heard about
very
that.
Very bizarre.
Yeah, they mentioned it
very
on
bizarre.
the news.
It's right by my house.
Jeez.
Right by my house. I live in Nesbitt, Mississippi now, and I live right around the corner from Jerry Lee Lewis. Very strange, too. Strange cat.
Surreal, huh?
What are you going to do, man?
Yeah,
it's America.
No doubt. All right, this is Release the Flood from Dust for Life. We're here talking to Jason Hughes, guitarist on the Asylum, wildliferadio.com.
From this mirror, my life seems small.